Good morning. It's Fun Friday. I'm glad to have you here today. This week we've been learning all about weather, talking about all different kinds of weather. We did one fun experiment. We're going to do another fun experiment today. We're going to do some science. And we're going to also make our lamb for lamb weather. We made a lion for lion weather, and we're going to make a lamb for lamb weather to put out on our bulletin board today. Well, we're going to make it today. All right, let's get started. We're only going to do a few cheers today because we have so much to do. So we're going to do just our first 3 cheers. Are you ready? Here we go. Which word rhymes with match, hatch, or this? Hatch. Which word rhymes with lunch, chin, or munch? Munch. Which word rhymes with think, bank, or snow? Bank. What word rhymes with push, bus, or bush? Bus or bush? Push. Bush. Bush. Which word rhymes with throw, show, or shout? Show. Which word rhymes with teach, bleach, or glow? Bleach. All right, good job. Remember to try and say them. Try and race me to say the things. In class, you don't really do that, but on Fun Friday, you can race me to say it before I do. All right, here we go. Now, we're going to do repeats. Ready? Repeat. 30,000 thorn. Ready? 30,000 thorn. Good job. Notebook, none, net. Notebook, none, net. Good job. Shine, ship, shark. Shine, ship, shark. Shh. Basket, butter, bent. Basket, butter, bent. Good job. Choose, charge, chat. Choose, charge, chat. Ch. Good job. Good job. All right. Now let's put some words together. Ready? Past. 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 Wind. 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 Chest. 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 Sh. Rush. I feel like I'm in a rush today. Ready? Lend. 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 Good job. That is our 3 cheers for today. That's all we're going to do today. But we've also been working on reading nonsense words this week. So we're going to do a fluency and fitness of nonsense words. So here we go. Here we go. Read these nonsense words. Here we go. Back. Back. M. Rough. Balance on one foot. Can you do that? Whoa. Balance on one foot. Woo. All right, ready? Peb. See if you can say it before I do. Bub. Calm. Gam. Dut. Elbow to knee. It. some. Hopefully you're saying the sounds before I am. T, e, m, tem. H, a, s, hus. P, e, m, pin. Use the roof. Woo! O, a, m. Lum. V, a, k. Vac. A, t. Ot. Squats. Ready? Z, a, k. Zek. I, b, hib. V, e, g, fig. D, a, p, dup. Yay! Good job, way to go. All right, good job. Now we're going to do a fun science experiment. Do you remember we made it rain earlier this week? Well, today we're gonna make a cloud. Yesterday we talked about clouds. So today we're going to make a cloud. I wonder how you can make a cloud. Well, let me show you the things that I brought to make a cloud with. I brought, gotta put it down here. I brought hairspray and I brought really hot water in this. And I have a jar and I have some food coloring and I have some ice in this. You can hear it, it's inside there. So what do you think will happen if I put the hot water into here and then I'm gonna spray the hairspray and then hurry and put the lid on it. What do you think will happen? And then I'm gonna put a little bit of ice on top. Shall we see what will happen? This is so much fun. We love science. All right, so I'm gonna start my experiment. I'm gonna put it over here so you can see it really, really good. You'll hear me talking. You may not see my face. All right, so I want you to be able to really see it good. All right, woo, there we go. All right, so here's the thing that we're gonna put it in. And this is really hot boiling water. So this experiment you'd have to do with a mom or dad, because it's really, really hot water. And then I'm gonna go like this and put some hairspray in there. And then hurry and put the lid on. Oh, whoops, I forgot something important. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully that works. Then I'm gonna put, because I kind of messed it up. Then I'm gonna put some ice in there. Ice on the top. That's working. All right. Made me worry because I forgot to put the blue in. The blue kind of looks like the sky. I'm gonna put this even closer to you so you can see what's happening. The blue is kind of like the sky. And then you can kind of see what's happening inside the jar. If I hold it really still, can you see something swirling around in there? I'm not moving the jar. Well, I'm moving it a tiny bit. You can see the water moving. But inside, things are moving around like crazy. Let me get it a little closer so you can see. Do you see that happening inside? Do you see that cloud forming inside the jar? The cloud is going around and around and around inside the jar. All right. Should we see if the cloud really worked? Okay, now I'm gonna take the ice off it. We'll see if there's really a cloud inside there. Well, no. So when I take this off, something will happen. Let's see what will happen. Do you see what's happening? What's coming out of the jar? Do you see that? Oh my word, the cloud is escaping. I'm letting it out of the jar. Do you see that big cloud coming out? Now do you see a cloud in the jar anymore? Now the jar is clear. It does not have any more cloud. That is a lot like rain. What happens is that the Earth's atmosphere, this is the atmosphere here, the air gets really warm and things start to evaporate. So evaporation happens. The little water particles go up into the air. And then this was kind of like the dust particles in the air. And it combines with dust particles, and the dust particles stick to the water, to the little tiny water particles, and they form clouds. And so that's what you saw. It was forming a great big cloud, and those clouds were kind of getting angry, like there was going to be a storm. They were getting so full of little water droplets. And then you could really see it when I took it out, because now there's no cloud at all. Isn't that a cool experiment? I love that experiment. Now, in your Friday work, you should have gotten one of these. You should have an experiment paper. If you don't have it, would you go get it? Hey, I'm gonna put mine on a clipboard so that you can see it really good. Now, the first thing it says on the top is the name of the experiment. And I'm going to say clouds. So I'm going to write clouds. What's the first sound in clouds? K, k. That's a C. O. Ow. We wrote clouds the other day, and it's O-U spelling. D. Cloud. S. Clouds. That's the name of my experiment, because I was making clouds. And then the scientist can be you and me. So you can write your name there. So I'm going to write my name, and you can write your name, because you were kind of doing this. You weren't in class with me today in school, but you were online in school. So you can be the scientist with me. You put your name there. I put my name on that line. All right? And then down here is where we write what we learned, what happened. What did we do? What happened in this jar? What happened? We made a cloud, didn't we? So we're going to write we. Remember, we start with a capital letter. W-E, we. We. Finger space. Made. You know what that sound is? M. A. That's a long A. Made. But you know what I noticed? That says mad. We mad. Does that make sense? Now, what do I need to do? Add a magic E, don't I? We made, finger space, and then I'm gonna go to the next line because nothing else will fit right there. Not very good anyway. I want to use my nice handwriting. Cloud. K. O. Doesn't have to be capitalized. The only capital we're using is the beginning of the sentence, because we don't have anybody's name in here or the letter I. We made a cloud. Ow. D. That's all. Am I done? No, I have to put a period. We made a cloud, didn't we? And then I'm gonna draw how I made a cloud. Here's my cup, or my jar, I guess, my jar. And I put some water in there, and I colored my water blue. This happens to be a blue marker I'm using, so I'm gonna put blue in there. You can use your crayons. There's blue. And then I'm gonna go like this. So you can see that I put some hairspray in there. So I sprayed some hairspray. And I'm going to write A-I is the spelling. Hair. Spray. You can't see that, can you? A-Y spelling of boy. Hairspray, so that you can tell that's hairspray, because scientists label things. You can sound out the word yourself. You don't have to write it the way I did. You can sound it out. But I'm labeling that so that you know it's hairspray. Okay? And this is hot water. Hot water. And I know water has an A. E-R. Water. Hot water. Or you can just write hot if you want to. And then I put the lid on, so I'm going to go like this and put a lid on it. A lid on it. And some ice cubes. And I'm going to write ice, because I like to label as many things as I can. I-S. And I know that the sound is a C, but that says ick. I don't want it to say ick. I want it to say ice. So I'm going to put the E, and then that makes, when the vowel is before the C, it's usually a S sound. Ice. Ice. All right. Now, I think that's everything except for the cloud. The cloud is missing. So then I'm going to draw my cloud in here. And it was a really angry cloud, so I'm going to make it look a little angry, because it was really whipping around inside the jar. All right. Well, that was a fun experiment for Weather Week, wasn't it? And today, you also took your charts home, your weather charts home, and so you can look outside and see what kind of weather it is today. And you can write down what kind of weather you see outside today. And if you want to turn in your weather chart, you can turn it back into me, but you can also just keep it at home and show your moms and dads how we've been keeping track of weather this week, and tell them all about the things you've learned this week. All right, the last thing we're gonna do is, before we do that, I wanna read you a story, and it's such a fun story about clouds. What? It does not look like clouds. It says it looked like spilt milk. And this story is by Charles G. Shaw. It's a super fun book. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilled milk. Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Sometimes it looked like a bird, but it wasn't a bird. Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. Sometimes it looked like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Sometimes it looked like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. Sometimes it looked like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. Sometimes it looked like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel, but it wasn't a squirrel. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. I know that I love going outside on a really nice warm day and looking up at the clouds and seeing all those beautiful clouds and trying to see what I can see in the clouds. And sometimes clouds can look like really fun things. So maybe you can try and do that someday if you haven't done that. All right, the last thing we're gonna do today is make our lambs. So get out your lamb project. So the first thing you wanna do is cut out your lamb's body. You're gonna cut all the way around that. You guys did such a good job on your lions. You cut them out so nicely. They look so good out on the wall, outside, and then we'll have our lion and our lamb weather out there. I have such good writers and such good artists. Take your time and do a good job. All right, so I cut out mine. If you need more time to cut out yours, you can stop the video, okay? The next thing you want to cut out is the gray. So get the gray next. You can just tear it off just like I am. I'm just tearing them off that little thing that's stapled together. Now you can cut out the big gray head. We're going to cut out the big gray head. That's the lamb's head, its face. Okay, so this is the lamb's face, and we're gonna put its face like this. So is your chin straight and flat? No, it's curved, right? So you want the curved part to be the bottom part of the lamb. So take your glue it on the back, and then put it on your lamb, just like that. Just like that. All right, then get out your black crayon. You'll need a black crayon. And just like we colored the bottom of the lion's feet, we're gonna color the bottom of the lamb's feet to give it some feet, because we want it to have some black feet. So I'm gonna do that before I cut it out, because it's so much easier to color before you cut out. And then you can go ahead and cut out its feet. Okay, when you get done cutting out his feet, you can always pause your video because Mrs. Smith goes really fast. When you're finished with his feet, you're gonna go like this and put a little bit of glue on the top of its leg, just like we did on the lions, and then you can put it behind. Make sure that the black part is down because that's its foot. So again, whoops, you're gonna put the glue at the top, like that, and then put it behind, not on top of, behind, just like, whoops. My legs don't want to stay on, do they? I need to put a little bit more glue. You might have to put enough glue. There we go. That's a good amount of glue so that it actually stays. I wasn't putting enough glue. All right, then we're gonna cut out our white parts, okay? So then cut out your white parts. You can cut out all 3 of them. 2 of them are ears, and 1 of them is your lamb's puff on top of its head. Has a cute puff on its head. So cut out all 3 of those, and then when you're ready, you can start the video again, because I'll be ready. If you need to pause it, I'll be ready in just a minute too. All right, so I have mine cut out. Now I'm gonna put my puff on first. So he needs a little puff on top of his head. So see this straight part, that's not gonna show because I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the top of this puff. Now don't use the ears. It should look kind of like a cloud. We just talked about clouds. So use the one that looks like a cloud. And you're just gonna put that one right up here above its head like this. So it has a little puff on its head. And so that straight part doesn't show. You don't want to cover his whole face, just it's kind of like it's wearing a little hat, kind of. All right, then the next part is its ears. These are its ears. You want to glue the back part of the ear like this. And then you're going to glue it just coming out of that puff part. So I'm just going to glue it like that so that my lamb has a little ear there. Whoops, I'm going to glue mine a little bit down. Actually, I'm going to glue mine like this. I like that better so that it's straight against its face. And then glue the other one. And I want my ear to go right against my lamb's face. I think that looks good to have it against his face. So that's how I did mine. I kind of tucked them underneath here, underneath his puff on top of his head. I tucked the top part above underneath the puff. And then the last part, before we do his eyes and nose, we're gonna do the inside of his ears. So get the pink out and cut the pink out. They kind of look like teardrops or maybe half hearts. If you put them together, oh my word, I was right. If you put it together, you can make a heart. All right, then you're gonna take those one at a time and you're gonna put it on the straight side. So see how this has a straight side? You're gonna put that right against the lamb's face so that it goes inside his ear. Can you see that? It's right inside that white ear and right against his face. And then you can do the same thing to the other one. You want to do it on the back, and then you're gonna glue it just right inside there so that it's against its face. All right, then the last thing we need is to give our lamb, here I'll use my board, we're gonna give him some eyes and nose. So I'm gonna give mine a big oval nose like this, like that. You can give yours an oval nose if you want. And then I'm just gonna give him two little eyes, and that's it. Then I have a cute little lamb. Will you make sure that you put your name on your lamb? I'm gonna put it right down here on my lamb, Mrs. Smith. And you can write your name right on the front of your lamb too, so we know whose lamb is whose. All right? All right, before you leave, I wanna sing Raining Cats and Dogs with you, a song that we learned this week. You ready? I have my cat and my dog. Let me get the music going. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, pitter patter, pitter patter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, splash and splatter, splash and splatter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, don't you think enough's enough? It's raining cats and dogs, meow. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, pitter patter, pitter patter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, splash and splatter, splash and splatter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, hear the thunder growl and roar, while lightning lights the room from the ceiling to the floor. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, pitter patter, pitter patter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, splash and splatter, splash and splatter. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, don't you think enough's enough? It's raining cats and dogs, meow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.